Welcome back to Hollow Knight, and last time I got the Sealed Siblings ending. However, there is still some stuff I wanna do before I get the ending for actually dream nailing the Hollow Knight. First of all, here is my Hunter's Journal. It's been completed. In fact, I haven't even encountered one of them. However, I know what I have to do in order to encounter that last one. Basically, I break this sign, and then I re-enter the room. And if nothing happens, then I do it again. Oh! I can... Okay, that's like... Actually, I got so lucky with that, because like that's a 2% chance that this guy appears after breaking the sign. Anyway, so that was the Mender bug. I can't believe I actually got that on my second try. I was expecting to be here a lot longer. But anyways, that was the last... Wait, it wasn't? Okay, it looks like I still haven't encountered an enemy. But I think I have an idea on which one it is. But anyways, in the meantime... Actually, no, wait, first of all. Before continuing with my Hunter's Journal. Forgotten Crossroads. Wait, I still have my charms on that I used to fight the Hollow Knight with. Okay, and then Boulder Shell, why not? Okay, so down here, this house is now open. And as you can see by the picture on the wall, this is where Menderbug lived. Dear, dear diary, isn't life just the most beautiful thing? Fixing signs, mending posts. Let them break, I say. I'm a better mender for all that repairing. I sometimes doubt there's a single bug in a Hellenus happier than me. Hello again, diary. Not long now till the next Mender Bash. For a stealthy types, we're a rider's bunch when we get together. And Mender Barry kept flashing me that smile. Might be time to muster my courage and act on it. I love my home and my life, but sharing it with another, why that'd be the berry on top. My lovely diary, someone's gone and broke my favorite sign right there at the top of the crossroads. Keeps happening too. But you know, I just can't get mad about it. I should be thanking them really. More chances to fix that beautiful complex sign. And I've stocked up on spare parts, so I have no fear it'll ever stay broken for long. And now... he's dead. Anyways, so I have all the charms, which means I can buy Salubra's Blessing. My dear, a blessing for you. With your excessive patronage and those startling good looks, you've more than earned it. Received Salubra's Blessing, a boon bestowed by charm lover Salubra. Those blessed are followed by beauty and love. Yes, I hope my blessing brings you everything you desire. Don't be a stranger, sweetums. Blessed. Goodness, goodness, you've gone and bought all my lovely charmers. What a stunning, colorful collection you've amassed. You, you're even more attractive, clad in all those wonderful sparkling things. I may have nothing more to give you, but you must come back and visit from time to time. Such a dashing figure, frequenting my store. I bet the whole village is jealous. Any new Dreamnail dialogue? No. Okay. So what this does is if I sit down on a bench, it will restore my soul. But anyways, still don't have one of the mash shards. Alright, back to the journal. Let's finish it in order. Starting with Grozzer. Oh, I also just finished the one for the infected Grozzer before even finishing it for the normal Grozzer. The normal Grozzers can be found in here if I remember correctly. Yep. Oh, never mind, there's a second one. Okay, and now I gotta re-enter the room, I guess. And there it is. Okay, and the next up, Leaping Husk and Husk Bully. Man, I still have so much of those guys left. Maybe I can find them where I would normally fight False Knight. Maybe. Or maybe in this room actually. No, but I did just get the completed journal for the explosive one. Okay, here's the bully. And there's another one up there. But where can I find the one that jumps? And the non-infected version. Oh wait, I remember this area had uninfected enemies. Yep, here it is. Okay, this will be where I farm these guys. And now I'm gonna go back to a bench. Wait, what? Why do I still hear walking sounds? You got the one for the bullet. And still 9 more for that one. And finally. Okay, and the next up, Husguard. Okay, now this is gonna be tricky though, because like I remember seeing 2 of them toward in the game, and one of them doesn't respawn and the other is just now an infected corpse. So I'm just gonna try to see if I can interact with the corpse maybe. So so bright. Nope, doesn't seem like it. Okay, well, does the other one respawn then? Because I thought that one didn't respawn, or I might have remembered wrong. Oh wait, it does respawn. Okay, well then gotta kill this guy 3 more times. Okay, and then what's next stop? Moss skin, volatile moss skin. Okay, so these two. So it should be easier now. Now that I'm done with Crossroads, because of the fact that I will be actually able to find the enemies that I'm looking for. I thought it'd be easy, but all of these Moskins just gotta be infected. Like, why? Okay. Then next up we got Moss Charger and Moss Knight and Rhonda. These are all the green pad enemies that are left. I guess I gotta go the whole name way now. Okay, next up. Spork, Fungified Husk, Shumel Warrior, Shumel Augur. Okay, those are the fungal waste enemies that I have left. There is this area here that I never explored. Yeah, I never explored this. Fungal core. Couldn't get this far before because I didn't have monarch wings. Rancid egg. That's great. I just killed those two health ones. Bro. Die. Die. Still need more Shroomel warriors and fungified husks. I thought that was gonna be a screen transition. Pale worm, what good to foresee a demise unavoidable? I think that's all. Yep. Okay. Deepness that and here's that one mass shot that I never got. Masked. Okay, well I still need more fungified husks and Shroomel warriors, so I gotta go back. Alright, now let's go on to City of Tears. Heavy Sentry, Land Sentry, Soul Twister, Gluttonous Husk, and that's it. Oh, hello, Lum.
Helmadelka.
Oh, what are you doing out in this miserable downpour? Impressive fountain, isn't it? I'm sure we'd be able to appreciate it more if we weren't both getting drenched. That knight up there was an important one. The plaque here mentioned its sacrifice, which carries something of an ominous stone. Probably meant some sort of horrible end, though it sounds like the knight's goal may have been achieved in the process. In all the relics I've collected, I've yet to find a clue as to what that was. I'll be getting back to the shop soon. If I stay out here too long, I'll get washed into the waterways. Come and visit if you like. If you have relics, I mean, I'm not much for a chatter. Who were you, Mystery Knight? Why no mention beyond your fountain? Okay. That was City of Tears done. And then next up... And then next up is... Actually... I'm gonna go to... Royal Waterways, and you'll see why. Down. There's a crack in the wall. And would you look at that? The missing enemy. Okay, now how many of you do I have to defeat? 7 more. And I also got the Keen Hunter achievement for discovering every enemy. Okay, well let's explore this area now that I'm here. They deal double damage. So I gotta be more careful. And I proceed to be the opposite of careful. So that leads to a different room. I'll still need 4 more. Junk pit. A cocoon chained with a simple lock. Use simple key. Yes. My very last simple key. Collected the God Tuner. Device that resonates with beings of great power. Seek the gods of hellness. Tune their power. Through their strength ascend. Device that resonates with beings of great power. Glows bright upon defeating mighty foes. And I see dream layer particles. Blasphemy, rank blasphemy. Thou crawler, thou cringer, thou smallest of the small. By what right dost thou trespass here in this home of the gods? Shrivel away and begone, begone. God home. This seems like something for another time. So I'm just gonna leave this for later. And back here to where the nailsmith used to be. Okay, well that's good, because I need a bench anyways, in order to make those enemies respawn. Map updated. Okay, now it also added the junk pit. I'm gonna go back right away. What? Okay, how did I get hit by that? Finally. Now next up is Crystal Crawler, Crystallized Husk, and that's it for Crystal Peaks. Okay then. But first, let's see if the hunter has any dialogue about me encountering every enemy. So you encounter all of the beasts in this land. Impressive, but one task remains, little squib. Keep hunting down creatures until you have deciphered all of my notes. Only then will I recognize you as my fellow hunter, and you shall receive your reward. Any Dreamnail dialogue? No, I can't even Dreamnail you. Okay then. Next up is... it would be the infected crossroads enemy, but I have got every single one of them. Okay, after that is Deep Nest, Dirt Carver, Car Hatcher, Stalking the Wild, and that's it. Okay. You again. My good friend, you wear that bright mark of relationship. Then you met her, perhaps? Her would guard the mark, the gender child. A sprightly thing, isn't she? Pale gift to the nest and the beast, and fair trade for sacrifice made. Didn't I already read this? Long she's been distant to our spirits, well, were she to grace us a visit home. I am sorry, all memories cause my mind to wander. Oh, such sweet diversions, especially when I am oh so famished. Stop that. Okay. So that was the deepness enemies. Now next up is Malurk, infected balloon, and that's it. So next up are the ancient basin enemies. Okay, that's perfect. That was all of them. Any more infected balloons? No. Okay. Next up, Boofly. And that's it. That's the only Kingdom's Edge enemy that I have left. Okay. Hive Soldier, Hive Guardian, Husk Hive. Okay, so now it's time for the Hive enemies. Next up, Spiny Husk. And that's it. Okay, so Queen's Garden it is then. Next up, Sharp Boulder, Oblobe, Shielded Fool, Sturdy Fool, Winged Fool, Heavy Fool, Volt and Volt Twister. So Colosseum of Fools enemies. I don't understand why they made it so that you're required to. Why did they make it so that if you do all three trials of the Colosseum first try, then you won't have all the Hunter's Journal entries? Like, they could have been the perfect number, so if you do it first try, you'll have all the journal entries, but no. Of course they didn't. And what I find even weirder is that why did they make the Oblobe journal entry be 3 instead of 2 when you fight 2 of them at once? Deep Cherry, why? The Hunter's Journal is so badly designed, like actually. Okay, got the journal entry for the envelope. Let's see what I still need. So I still need sharp boulder, shielded fool, sturdy fool, heavy fool, and wall twister. Okay then. Four more shielded fools and 4 more sturdy fools. This is so annoying that I have to literally redo the Colosseum. Like, why would Team Cherry make it like this? Get me out of here. Okay, that's Colosseum of Fools enemies done. And would you look at that, that's every enemy done. 157 out of 157. Okay, now it's time to visit the hunter again. I have returned. Your journal, let me see it. Yes, yes, the hunter's journal is complete. You have proven yourself a true hunter, a master of killing, and so with great pleasure I will give you the reward you deserve. Yes, I'm ready. It is stronger even than me. Does it know that? Will it return to haunt me? I hope it tries. Taken the Hunter's Mark. A mark of honor belonging to a true hunter. The mark will be kept in the Hunter's Journal. True Hunter. You have my mark, and you shall be recognized as one of my rare caste. Fellow hunter, I have nothing else to give you. Okay, then that is all that's in here. So now that I'm with the hunter here, and now that my hunter's journal is completed, now it's time to finally read it. Crawlid, timid scavenger that crawls through the caverns looking for food, dull and pathetic, hardly worth killing. Vengefly, flying predator that pursues its prey relentlessly. This fierce little hunter will bravely chase down creatures many times its size. Admirable, it is weak though, and I have devoured hundreds of them with little effort or care. Vengefly King, patriarch of a Vengefly colony, swoops at intruders and cries out for reinforcements if threatened. A filthy creature that is happy to chew on any old thing it finds discovered on the cavern floor. When it notices a threat, it will annoyingly scream and shriek, so kill it swiftly. Grozzer, simple-minded creature that haphazardly buzzes around bumping into things. They only seem dimly aware of their surroundings, making them easy prey to cut your fangs on. What is it that guides them on their paths? It almost seems like they search for ways to die. Grozmother, mature grozzer that carries its young in its belly, attacks by hurling its huge body around. Bizarrely, this monster does not lay eggs, but instead carries its young inside of its fat stomach. This strange practice seems to exhaust the creature, making it sleepy and vulnerable. Take advantage. Tick-Tick uses its small, sharp claws to climb along walls and roofs. Spends its time tapping its way through the roads and caverns near the surface of this kingdom. If you're patient, you can wait for it to come to you and pick it off. Aspid Hunter bests its prey by spitting corrosive liquid, often haunts in packs. Cunning predators that will try to pick you off from a distance. Don't give them any space, just charge in and cut them down. You'll find they are not so cunning once they are dead. Aspid Mother carries the eggs of its young inside its belly, can hatch and birth its young as needed to deal with intruders. Shamelessly uses its own young as a weapon against its foes. Appalling, yes, but I do admire its resourcefulness. Good hunters do not always make good parents. Aspid hatchling, recently birthed. These young aspid instinctively swarm around intruders. These hatchlings are born with an instinct to kill. They are still only infants though, and you can crush them between your fangs without thinking. Just don't let them overwhelm you with numbers. Gom. Thickly armored, it bursts from the ground to seize its prey in its fangs. These brutes seem to be impervious to most damage, so you can sharpen your weapons on their thick hide just slash away at them for your own amusement. They barely seem to notice. Wandering Husk, the remaining of a bog animated by a strange force, wanders the road where it once lived. These civilized bugs of Hellas were weak in life, and now they are equally weak in death. Send them back into the dirt where they were born in. Husk Hornhead, the remains of a bug animated by a strange force, uses its horn to attack any uninfected creature it finds. These bugs have an arrogant air about them, even after dying, overly proud of their long horns. I enjoy snapping them off. Leaping Husk, the remains of a bug animated by a strange force. It will instinctively leap at uninfected creatures to attack them. The bugs of an old Hellas did not hunt their own food. They had it brought to them. That's why they were so weak. That's why their kingdom crumbled into dust and faded away. Husk Bully, the remains of a bug animated by a strange force. It aggressively attacks any uninfected creature it finds. A thick orange mist fills these walking corpses. It has a sweet, sickly taste to it. I find it foul. After you kill these creatures, I suggest you do not eat them. Husk Warrior, the remains of a bug animated by a strange force, wields a nail and shell. Softened by generations of luxury, these bugs lack claws or armor or venom, those who wish to protect themselves are forced to fashion weapons from stone, ore, or shell. Husk Guard, the remains of a great Hellenist crossguard animated by a strange force. Instinct still drives it to guard its post against intruders. Larger and stronger than their brothers, these bugs are still forced to steal their weapons from the remains of other creatures. They do not roam or hunt, forever standing guard and lashing out at anything that wanders near. Entombed Husk, mummified remains deformed and enraged by infection. Inside these shamblings corpses is a bright light that pierces any darkness. I peered inside that light once and saw something within it shining back, something terrible. False Knight, a maggot driven by a strange force, inhabits a stolen armored shell. Weak creatures love to steal the strength of others. Their lives are brief and fearful, and they yearn to have the power to dominate those who have dominated them. Maggot, weakest member of the kingdom of Hallowness, generally looked down upon and forced to do menial labor. Consisting mainly of sweet fat, these helpless creatures make excellent provisions for long journeys, best roasted over open flame. If they try to bargain for their life, just ignore them, they have nothing to offer. Mendorbug, member of an elusive guild of bugs fixated on the maintenance of Hallowness' many signs and wayposts. The bugs of Hallowness were obsessed with building things. What strange little minds they had. Life Seed, small scuttling seed filled with lifeblood which can be extracted and consumed for healthful properties. The bright liquid inside of these fellows is delicious, and drinking it will make you feel stronger. I wonder how my own innards taste. Would it like be a heinous thing to try and drink some? Boulder rose into a ball and propels itself on intruders who wander into its territory, aggressive even when newly born. Younger hunters delight in catching these creatures and rolling them around for sport. I encourage you to indulge yourself in if the fancy strikes you. Elder Boulder, bulky and covered in thick plating, retracts into itself when attacked. As they age, these creatures become too heavy and lumpy to roll around freely. Instead, they curl up and hide from the world. What do they think of in there, wrapped up inside of themselves? More carefree times, perhaps. Moss Creep, weaklings that cover itself in leaves to appear larger, hides amongst the undergrowth. I used to think these things were merely ambling plants. When I learned they were actually living creatures, I began to kill them on sight. This is the nature of the hunt. Moss Fly, winged weakling that covers itself in leaves to appear larger, hides amongst the undergrowth, fleeing if predators draw near. They spend their whole lives hiding or fleeing. How sad, or perhaps it is the life they chose for themselves and they enjoy it. It's a strange thought, but not impossible. Mosskin, plant-like bug that charges at foes when close. They can be hard to spot amongst the foliage until you get too close and they suddenly come charging at you. Tread carefully. Volatile Mosskin, plant-like bug swollen with infection, releases deadly gas when threatened. The gas that seeps from their growth smells invitingly sweet, but it will burn through shell and flesh if you get too close. Fool Eater, carnivorous plant that snaps at any creature that comes close. You really would have to be a fool to be tricked by a plant. Squint, charges at prey with its needle-like proboscis. When they lunge at you, don't panic, stand your ground and strike back as they come close. Obel, fat, slow flying bug, frequently discharges the acidic liquid stored in its round body. Does it realize what a nuisance it is? Drifting around, spilling its noxious juices everywhere it goes. If you see any, make sure to kill them. Golka, aggressive plant life that retracts protectively when danger is near. Spits hard, spiky balls when foes are at a distance. Its leaves are dry and bland. The bud is unpleasantly sour, but oh, the venom in those balls it spits. Exquisite. If you have the time to spare, try drinking some and enjoy the effects. Mask Fly, harmless flying creature that favors serene environments, usually travels in flocks. They all keep lookout for danger, and when one flies away, the rest do as well. I wonder how it feels to have protection of a pack. Moss Charger, timid creature that frightens away intruders by covering itself in huge clumps of moss. It's small, but it finds a lot of courage and strength once it covered itself in foliage, and I can understand the desire to camouflage oneself. Massive Moss Charger, a family of creatures that have learned to bulk up with moss and live as one. There is strength in numbers, yes, but these creatures never had much strength to begin with. Cut through their trickery. Moss Knight, protector of the green path, trained in the ways of the nail and the shell. They hide as bush-like mounds and look soft, but beware these warriors. They are relentless in combat, fiercely guarding something hidden deep in the green path. Mossy Vagabond, Lazy, portly, masking, easily swayed by others, slow, fat, and easily vanquished. Common threads in those who forget their calling and forsake their duties. Durando, simple walking creature encased in a hard shell, often found wandering in shallow pools of acidic water. One of the few creatures that can survive in the rivers of harsh acidic water that flow around us. Where does this water come from? It bubbles and spits with a searing hatred of the living. Duranda, simple flying creature protected by a spiky shell, thinks itself fully protected and so is unconcerned by passers-by. Attack its face and teach it that nothing is ever safe. Aluba, passing glider that prefers to dwell near acidic waters. What careless alive let drifting above us all. If one ever comes too close to the ground though. Charged Lumafly, when threatened they cluster together, generating electricity. They usually drift about peacefully, but sometimes they cluster together and spit out a sharp crackling flash that will stun and burn even large beasts like myself. Watch closely for an opening and move past them quickly. Wuma. Smallest jellyfish form, passive and unaware, but pulsing with dangerous electric charge. The spirit of a dead ancestor, the brain of a larger creature allowed to drift free, an egg searching for a safe place to spawn. I have no idea what it is. Oma, passive outer being protecting an aggressive explosive core. Ghastly eerie creature made out of thick liquid. You can peer right through them and can't see where they keep their thoughts. I don't trust them at all. Keep away. Umu, intelligent being that guards the inner chambers of the teacher's archives. The canyon below us, the one thick with fog and crackling with strange energy. A hunter can lose their senses down there. Be careful. Strange and unnatural things lurk down there. And Bloom, simple-minded crawling fungus. Its cap is covered in a layer of hardened spikes. Lie on your belly, open your maw, and let this tasty morsel stroll straight into your stomach. Fungling, passive fungal balloon. Internal gases cause it to float. Just a child, it drifts about with closed eyes and an open mind. When I was young, my brothers and sisters and I would hunt each other in the nest. Now I hunt alone. Fungoon, fully grown fungal balloon. Spits built up internal gas at aggressors. So round, I don't think I've seen a rounder creature than this. This world certainly hides some marvelous creatures. I must hunt them all down. Spork detects nearby movement and fires out explosive spores that drift toward their target. If you're skillful, you can lead their spores back to them and watch them perish in a destruction of their own making. There is a lesson in that, I think. Fungified husk. The remains of a bug consumed by fungus frequently releases clouds of thick deadly gas. The bugs of Hallownest are so pathetic that being infected by poisonous fungi actually increases their chances of survival. They really are absurd creatures. Shroomling, young fungal creature, spends most of its time in the ground but can uproot and flee if it senses danger. Looks like an ordinary mushroom until you get close, then it pops out of the ground and starts scurrying around blindly. Very, very amusing. Shroomal warrior, fungal creature that attacks intruders to protect its young. Something queer in the air has caused these mushrooms to grow hearts, minds, and even faces. This means they now fear for their lives like all other living creatures. Shroomal auger, huge fungal creatures, attacks by spraying corrosive venom and slamming its body into foes. Are these hulking things beasts or are they mushrooms? I cut one in half and peered inside to find out, but could find no answers in its soft, stinking insides. Mantis youth, member of a proud tribe, fiercely protective of its territory, launches stinging attacks with its needle-sharp abdomen. As it grows, it loses the ability to fly. Passage into adulthood is often celebrated, but as time goes by, we realize what we have lost. Mantis warrior, member of a proud tribe, fiercely protective of its territory, launches savage attacks with bladed forelimbs. If you venture too deep into the fungal forest, these warriors will stand in your way. What is it they guard deep at the bottom of their territory? Mantis lords, leaders of the Mantis tribe and its finest warriors. They bear thin nail lances and attack with blinding speed. The Mantis tribe and the bugs of old Hallownest had no love for each other. The Mantises outlived their rivals though, and their civilization still stands. Husk Sentry, animated remains of a Hallownest sentry, still retains some memory of its former task. More skilled at combat than most bugs of Hallownest, they are nimble but lightly armored. Keep those pressure on them. Heavy Sentry, animated remains of a large Hallownest sentry, one of the few Hallownest strong enough to wield a great nail. Surprisingly quick-witted for a corpse, it will try to catch you if you leap over it and can chase you if you flee. Enjoyable to hunt, but beware them in packs. Winged Sentry, flying sentry of Hellenes patrols the heights of the vast caverns in which the city was built, dances through the air just out of reach until it spots an opening, then swoops in for a decisive strike. If you're confident, wait for it to come to you, then counterattack. Lance Sentry. Winged Sentry of Hellenes, equipped with a nail lance, charges at threats or throws its lance from distance. This devious foe will often keep its distance and try to pick you off with its thrown weapons. When it charges at you, leap up and strike it down. Mistake. Once a highly intelligent bug deformed by the misuse of soul. These fools meddled with the soul of other creatures and lost their shape. Now they skulk through the shadows of their sanctum like slugs, hoping their old brothers will build them new bodies. Folly. Once a highly intelligent bug inflated by misuse of soul. I've heard whispers that the secret these fools were searching for is immortality, to live forever. I've never heard of anything so obscene. Soul Twister. Highly intelligent bug that uses arcane knowledge to twist soul into vicious spells. I have heard of others talk about soul, but I do not understand what it actually is. I do know that freshly killed meat tastes best. Is that because the soul still clings to it? Soul Warrior. Learned bug wielding a refined pin blade enhances his combat prowess with harvested soul. Where these strange warriors go, whispers follow them. Not only are they skilled with a nail, they can also use some strange power to shift suddenly from place to place. Stay on guard. Soul Master, head of the Soul Sanctum, hoarded soul hoping to starve off of Hellenes' affliction, but eventually became intoxicated by its power. The bugs of Hellenes tried all kinds of tricks and rituals and prayers to rid themselves of the infection, but to no avail. Perhaps the infection came from somewhere deep inside of them that they could not escape. Husk Dandy, former member of Hellenes High Society, limited offensive ability. It seems the weakest, greediest member of Hellenes were also the ones who exerted the most influence, truly a kingdom that was always destined for ruin. Cowardly Husk, former member of Hellenes High Society, although made aggressive by the force inside, all instincts still occasionally compel it to run from danger. The fearful, cowardly nature of these Hellenes bugs persists even after death. It almost feels shameful to chase and cut them down. Gluttonous Husk, former member of Hellenes High Society, uses its corpulent body as a weapon. As these bugs became wealthier, they hunted less and consumed more, eventually taking a grotesque shape not unlike overripe fruit. Gorgeous Husk, corpulent husk encrusted with a shining metal, retains the instincts toward Geo. There is beauty in many things, reflections of light in water, the taste of freshly killed meat, the cry of a hatchling for its mother. I have never understood the lust for metals and stones though. Great Husk Sentry, animated remains of a great sentry, the most elite of the city's guards, wields a great nail and shell. Its powerful attacks cause heavy damage. An extremely rare thing, a bug of Hellenes that actually poses a threat. Watch them carefully as they can lash out quickly with devastating strikes. Watcher Knight, discarded shell of a Watcher Knight reanimated by a swarm of infected flies. When these silent warriors fall in battle, their bodies split open and strange bugs come flying out. I wonder what will come flying out of me when I die. Will my hopes and fears drift away into the darkness? The Collector, dark figure locked inside a tower of love, preserves Hellenes creatures in glass jars with particular attention given to grubs. A shadow that sometimes flits through the caverns, making strange noises to itself. I've never seen it clearly, so I have no idea what type of creature it is. Bellfly, thin wings hide a highly volatile belly, will give its own life to protect its territory. An angry creature with no regard for its own life, a creature without fear. Can it truly be called prey? Paleflip, odd creature that adapts to changing situations by flipping over and using the limbs on the other side of its body. Adaptability is an important survival skill. If a problem seems insurmountable, try approaching it from a different angle. Wurmp, tiny and placid but swells to enormous size when threatened. Extremely amusing creature. Blocksack, placid but putrid creature, holds rancid eggs within its gut. Easily tread down if you have a sense of smell. I strongly suggest you do not eat its eggs. Dung Defender, skilled combatant living at the heart of the waterways, assails intruders with balls of compacted dung. Fighting for honor or for loyalty, you may as well be fighting for dust if you want to kill. Do it for your own sake, that is the nature of a true hunter. White Defender, figure from a fondly remembered past, reacts gallantly to defeat by becoming stronger. The champion's call, the grow, the battle of the black worm, I remember it all. I will carry those glories with me always, until we meet again. Ogrim of the Five Nights. Flukifi, or Flukfi, youngest of its species, its body composed of teeth, wings, and a stomach. Seems to want to latch onto any living thing that comes by with its sharp little teeth. It will leave its cousins alone though, so it isn't completely mindless. Flukmon, worm-like creature that prefers damp, dark habitats. Dangerous, unpredictable foes that infest the pipes below Hellen's capital. Even when it seems you've killed them, you need to stay on guard. Fluke Manga, aged fluke, grown fat on the rich, refuse found in the pipes below the capital. When predators are too successful, the slurpers' food they eat becomes soft bulk wrapped around their bodies. Still, these creatures at least seem to make good use of their additional weight. Flukmarm, an insatiable breeder, has populated the waterways with its kind. Its insides double as a nest for young flukefees. The desire to breed, to leave behind the memory of ourselves in the shape of a child, it seems to be etched deep into the heart of every living creature. I too have felt the pull of that base instinct. Shortmite feeds on crystal dust and uses crystallized spines to protect itself from danger. I don't find this creature particularly notable or interesting. It sure learned to fly, or breathe flames, or sing hauntingly, anything to justify its existence. Glimback, slow, hardy creature. The crystals that grow on its back provide extra protection from foes above. Large and well protected, but slow and docile, the bugs of Helness use to force these creatures to carry on their carts and machines. Crystal Hunter fires shards of fast-growing crystals at intruders. Make their homes all the way up at the top of the world. Do they use the crystals willingly as weapons, or are they merely hosts and the crystals parasites? Crystal Crawler discharges searing beams of light from the crystals on its back as it crawls around, seemingly unaware. These creatures look weak, but sometimes burning pillars of heat will burst out from the crystals they carry on their backs. Be wary and time your strikes well. Husk Miner, remains of a bug drawn to the crystal peak for its precious crystal. Its claw picking now doubles as a fierce weapon. The bugs of Helleness, lusted after a stranger's things in life, they would dig furtively through the dirt for stone, or in particular the crystals that grow at the top of the world. Crystallized Husk, remains of a bug who died amongst the crystals, animated by a strange force. It attacks by firing beams of light from its crystallized arms. There is some strange power hidden in the crystals that grow up there in the beaks. They gleam and glow in the darkness, a bright point of searing heat in each one. They sing too if you listen, very softly. Crystal Guardian, heavyset miner of the crystal peak, overcome by crystal growth, can discharge blazing beams of light from its crystallized limbs. How does the world look to this creature, gazing out from within its crystal prison? Does it see only light? Is that what drives it into a frenzy? Furious Vengefly whose body has been distorted by continued infection, highly aggressive. The infection that passes from creature to creature grants strength and courage, but it also seems to enslave the will. Would you make such a bargain? Volatile Grozzer swollen with infection and primed to the burst. Horrible goo and noxious gases started leaking down from above. Is there a source of all this pestilence? If so, I haven't seen it. Violent Husk, maddened by massive infection, charges at enemies with no thought for its own preservation. The bugs of Helleness were twisted out of shape by that ancient sickness. First they fell into deep slumber, then they awoke with broken minds, and then their bodies started to deform. Slobbering Husk, the body of a bug completely consumed by infection, spits corrosive liquid. The infection that swept through Helleness so long ago. They say that the harder you struggled against it, the more it consumed you. Dirt Carver, swarming predator of the deepness, burrows through the ground and bursts out to surprise prey. Springy and vicious, these hunters will try to overwhelm you with members in the dark, tight, twisting caverns. They carve through the ground. Always be on your guard. Carver Hatcher, flying creature that fires out dirt carvers from its body when potential prey comes close. Are these creatures the mothers of the dirt carvers? They appear only loosely related, but then how do the dirt carvers get inside of the hatchers? A confusing situation. Garpy, giant burrower covered in thick shell plates, tirelessly travels the tunnels of the deepness. Monstrously strong, they shrug off any attack you make on their thickly armored bodies. Luckily, if you simply avoid their paths, they'll leave you alone. Corpse Creeper, parasitic beast that controls the body of its host after the host's death. The beasts of this land have found plenty of ingenious hiding places, but none so clever as the body of another creature. If you happen on such a beast, rejoice, you've hunted two creatures at once. Deepling, infant of the deepness, scurries about in the darkness, learning the layout of its home. The deepness is a dangerous place to hunt, but rewarding. Keep an eye out for weaker creatures you can pick off and eat. Keep your strength up in the darkness. Deep Hunter crawls along the walls and roofs, spitting burning venom at anything that passes by. They can be hard to spot as they flitter in and out of the darkness. Watch for their glowing eyes. Little Weaver, nimble spider that traverses its domain on thin strands of web, often waits in ambush. They can appear from the darkness at any moment. They seem to fly through the air, dancing on invisible strings as they silently stalk prey. Stalking devout, worshippers of Hera the Beast shield themselves with hard-plated foreclaws, then lash out suddenly to cut down prey. Powerful, well-armored and fast, these are no mere beasts. Study their movements and watch carefully for an opening. Nosk mimics the shape of other creatures to lure prey to its lair. In the deepest darkness, there are beasts who wear faces stolen from your memories and pluck at the strings in your heart. Know yourself and stay strong. Shadow Creeper, found only in deep dark places, has never been observed to eat or drink anything. This little creeper is weak and poses no threat, but something about it still unsettles me. The way it moves and the noises it makes are strange somehow. Lesser Molech attacks by spitting acid and slashing with foreclaws. If you try to keep your distance, it will spit sticky burning globs of vile stomach juice, moving quickly and strike decisively. Maulurk, large immobile creature, wildly spits venom when intruders pass by. How did this foolish creature lose its legs? I suppose it's possible to lose anything if you really try. Brooding Moloch, ferocious but extremely social creature, becomes aggressive if not able to mingle with its own kind. I hear this beast crying out sometimes as I prowl the caverns, although I've never actually laid eyes on it. Who or what is it calling for? As far as I can tell, its voice is never answered. Lightseed, a single-celled organism, completely infected, scurries about simple-mindedly. Strange air has been seeping down from above for years. Some of the air became liquid, and some of that liquid became flesh, and some of that flesh came to life. I don't know what to make of it. Infected balloon, single cell of an infection, has a simple mind and can float using internal gases. The infection creeping through the kingdom's dead veins. Does it have a mind? Does it produce soul? Is it truly alive? Broken vessel, shattered corpse reanimated by infected parasites. The shape of this creature. I have seen something like it before, more than once perhaps. It looks a little like the bugs of Hellenus, but not quite the same. Where did these empty little wanderers come from? Boofly, large docile creature that peacefully buzzes around in the caverns of the kingdom's edge. Too slow to escape you and too large to hide from you. This prey will not challenge you, but sometimes it is good to take things easy. Primal Aspid, vital ancestral form of the Aspid, once thought extinct. They have reappeared at the edges of the world. These cruel foes will ambush you and relentlessly attack with their searing venom. How strange that their descendants are so weak. If I have children, I hope that they will be stronger than me. Hopper leaps at prey and uses its sharp proboscis to drain vital fluids. This hopping thief's belly is full of the blood it has stolen from other beasts. If you hold it above a fire, the belly will grow and grow until it explodes in a streaming shower of fluids. Great Hopper leaps around the edge of the world, trying to crush prey beneath its body. A worthy foe, surprisingly nimble for its size. Either keep your distance or try to dance between its hops and strike at its legs. Grob Mimic assumes the shape of a harmless creature to lure prey, luring an enemy close by, pretending to be a weak little grub. Very cunning. Unfortunately for them, I eat these grubs as soon as I see them. Hiveling, smallest of the hive's inhabitants, carries out simple tasks. Weak but hard-working and numerous, their hairy little bodies are filled with a thick sweet golden liquid, good to keep a few on you for long hunts. Hive Soldier defends the hive against intruders with its extendable stinger. Savage and dedicated warriors, be prepared to fight them to the death if you plan on invading their home. Hive Guardian protects the hive by hurling its huge body at intruders. Like their smaller kin, their only instinct is to protect the hive at any cost to themselves. Somewhat clumsy, they'll often damage the structure of the hive when charging at intruders. Does this cause them shame? I do not know whether they have the capacity for such a thing. Husk Hive. Cowardly husk, its body colonized by hivelings. Did the hidlings build their nest around this sorry bog, or did the bog squeeze its body into their nest? Either way, they seem happy enough together. Hive Knight, loyal protector of the hive's queen, flightless but ferocious in battle. Some creatures are born with duties and loyalties marking indelibly upon their minds. They are strong, but they are also slaves. Spiny Husk, overgrown with vegetation, it attacks by firing sharp spines from its body. The spines they fire seem to be mildly poisonous. Don't use them to clean between your fangs after eating. Loodle inhabits the wilds beside the Queen's Gardens. Not aggressive in nature, but its wild bouncing behavior can be dangerous. It seems like their energy is limitless. Do they ever stop to sleep or eat or love? Mantis Petra lurks amongst foliage and attacks by flinging wild wind scythes from a distance. They will harass you from afar, so get close and strike quickly. Their bodies are brittle and will easily fall to your nail. Mantis Trader, once a member of the Mantis tribe, now cast are driven by mad infection. Belonging to a tribe, or not belonging, I don't really understand what the difference is, or how it works. I have no tribe of my own. Traitor Lord, deposed lord of the Mantis tribe, embraced the infection and turned against his sisters. I have felt that desire, the desire to take the infection into myself, to become stronger, more powerful. These thoughts haunt my dreams during the darkest times, a false hope, but it can burn so brilliantly in one's mind. Sharp Baldur, hardened Baldur, bred for battle in the Colosseum of Fools, tougher and more aggressive than its wild ancestor. These creatures, I have never seen one fully grown. I suppose they aren't allowed to live long enough to become adults. Armored Squid, hardened squid, bred for battle in the Colosseum of Fools, tougher and more aggressive than its wild ancestor. Strong and quick, when they rear back, either move out of the way or prepare to strike back. Battle Obel, raised in the Colosseum, although trained for combat, its movements and attacks are still haphazard. They have crafted a tiny mask for it. Is it such an extravagance practical, I wonder? Oblobe, larger cousin of the Obel, pairs with a mate for life and will never leave its side. Having a mate by your side, one that will never leave you until death. Strange, no mate has ever come forth to stay by my side. Shielded Fool, warrior fighting for glory in a Colosseum of Fools, rarely approaches opponents with shell held high. That Colosseum is a strange place where some bugs fight each other to the death, and others watch. I don't understand such obscure rituals. If you venture in, stay on guard at all times. Sturdy Fool, warrior fighting for glory in the Colosseum of Fools, uses crescent-shaped blades to cut down foes. You can hit this warrior spinning weapons out of the air, straight back into them, useful if they manage to corner you. Winged Fool, warrior fighting for glory in the Colosseum of Fools, flies just out of an opponent's reach, then darts in for the kill. What do they hope for, these warriors fighting in a Colosseum? Are they slaves or prisoners, or do they freely choose to fight? Heavy Fool, warrior fighting for glory in the Colosseum of Fools, aggressively charges down foes. Large, bulky, and fighting for its life. Don't underestimate this fighter. It can slither around quickly. Despite its bulk, it also has a surprisingly beautiful face beneath its mask. Death Loodle, Loodle equipped with a helmet and taught to kill. They seem fierce, but they have a lot of difficulty aiming at their target. Watch their motions and strike when the opportunity comes. Take their helmet with you as a trophy. Volt Twister, learned bug that adapted the teaching of the Soul Sanctum into a deadly fighting art, attacks with bursts of electricity, supposedly lives on a diet of lumaflies and spends its entire life fighting in the arena or meditating in seclusion and artful. God Tamer, veteran of warrior of the Colosseum of Fools, fights by the side of creatures she has trained. Some hunters train beasts to join them in chasing down prey. I tried it once, but I couldn't resist the urge to test my companion's strength against mine. Pale Lurker, forgotten champion of the Colosseum, drawn away by a strange obsession. This odd creature is unaffected by and unaware of the disease drifting through the caverns. Its madness is all of its own. Zot, a self-proclaimed knight of no renown, wields a nail he carved from shellwood named Life Ender. Some rare creatures are so weak, so helpless, so inept, and so irritating that hunting them gives no pleasure. Grey Prince Zot, figment of an obsessed mind, lacks grace but becomes stronger with every defeat. My love, any creature who could bear to be away from you, who would willingly leave you behind or say unkind things to you. Pah! Lowly maggots, not worthy of standing in your glorious shadow. She felt her cold body grow warm, a sensation that she had almost forgotten. The Grey Prince, Chapter 112. Winged Zotling, figment of an obsessed mind. grud- grudgingly assists its master in combat by lazily flying towards foes. She asks where he had bought the charm for her, as he promised he would, but then explained the charm was actually of low quality and not worth the price asked. She understood the wisdom of his decision perfectly. The Grey Prince, chapter 136. Hopping Zotling, figment of an obsessed mind, jumps about in a non-threatening manner. That lowly map-maker's wife? Ha, my queen, how could you compare yourself to her? In the face of your intoxicating beauty, all other females are merely dust. The Grey Prince trembled with anger and indignation and love. The Grey Prince, chapter 178. Volatile Zotling, figment of an obsessed mind, deals poorly with the pressure of existing and quickly explodes. The Grey Prince was a wanderer by nature, but she could not bear to be separated from him, so she devised a plan to make sure that she and her prince would be together always. She only had to wait for her chance. The Grey Prince, chapter 205. Xero, lingering dream of a fallen warrior, executed for crimes against the king. Life defined by tragedy and triumph, a death marred by sorrow and regret, a spirit burdened by sins and memories. Better to wander the world than be cursed with glory. Xero. Gorb, lingering dream of a fallen warrior, a mysterious life form that claimed to contain all of the world's knowledge inside his distant brain. I am Gorb. Gorb. Elder Who, lingering dream of a fallen warrior, traveled the world tending to those affected by the plague. Never forget what once was lost, yet not let it die you down. Elder Who. Marmu, lingering dream of a fallen warrior, protector of the Queen's gardens. If you believe in something as hard as you can, with your eyes shut tight, eventually it will come true. Marmu. No Eyes, lingering dream of a fallen warrior, disappeared during the plague. They're coming. What's inside of you? Strip it out. No Eyes. Galleon, lingering dream of a fallen warrior, trained in the wilds bordering the kingdom, hoping to become a knight. A knight strives not only to protect the land and its people, but the hopes and dreams of the kingdom. Galleon. Markoth, lingering dream of a fallen warrior, only member of his forgotten tribe to take up a weapon. May your efforts lead you somewhere worthy. Markoth. Grimkin Novice, young and playful member of the Grim Troop. As part of the ritual, it gathers scarlet flame within its torch. It will relinquish the flame once defeated. Shadow dream of endless fire. Flames devour and embers swoop. One will light the nightmare lantern, call and serve in Grim's dread troop. The Grim Troop. Grimkin Master, powerful and devoted member of the Grim Troop. As part of the ritual, it gathers scarlet flame within its torch. It will relinquish the flame once defeated. A spark of red light, darkest dreams, scarlet nightmares, bright and wild, vision dance and flames do speak, burn the father, feed the child. The Grim Troop. Grim, master of the Grim Troop. Through dream I travel at Lantur's call to consume the flames of a kingdom's fall. Grim. Wingmold, a fly-like construct formed of white shell and a dark liquid interior. The bugs of Hallowness believe that their king created this world and everything in it. For what purpose, I wonder? Were his subjects, companions, or toys, or children? Such a mind seems unknowable. Royal Retainer, the most loyal and devout servants of the king. Simple, weak creatures find strength by forming a hive and obeying a ruler. Such a creature becomes the arms and teeth and claws of their monarch. Guard construct of a Hallowness palace and skilled wielder of the curved claw blade. Its heavy white armor protects a fragile body. They say the old king died long ago, but his influence echoes around us still. A creature like that, what did he desire? Sibling, fragment of a lingering will. Far down below us, beneath the kingdom, the air grows stiller and a sense of emptiness pervades. Can life flourish down there? If so, I will hunt it. Void tendrils, fragments of void taking the shape of sharp, thrashing tendrils. The bugs of Hallowness sometimes wonder whether there were other older, stranger kingdoms deep below them. What strange fancies they had. That's probably why they were always so distracted and easy to kill. Hornet, skilled protector of Hallowness ruin, wields a needle and thread. I have seen this nimble creature. I taught her prey and pounced at her, but with a flash she stabbed me with her flying stinger and darted away. Could she be a hunter? Hollow Knight, fully grown vessel, carrying the plague's heart within his body. The old king of Hallowness. He must have been desperate to save his crumbling little world. The sacrifices he imposed on others, all for nothing. Shade, echo of a previous life, defeated to retake its power and become whole. Each of us leave an imprint of something when we die, a stain on the world. I don't know how much longer this kingdom can bear the weight of so many past lives. Hunter's mark, the mark of a true hunter. I have no offspring, nor subject, nor worshippers. The sum of my being, my learning, my instincts. I leave it all to you. Good luck, hunter. Okay, that was all. And I will also be reading any more Hunter's Journal unlocks that I will find from now on. So there is something if I go back to the White Palace here. So back in the White Palace. Let me just find a bench real quick. Okay, so these ones are gonna be useless here. Hive blood. Okay, anything else that I need? No. This will be perfect the way it is. Hive blood is just perfect for White Palace. Now there is a breakable wall there that is just like impossible to notice. Path of Pain. To witness secrets sealed, one must endure the harshest punishment. Yeah, I don't know why the screen is shaking so much. Are you kidding me? Also, these are infinite soul totems. So that was the Hollow Knight and the Pale King. Sharing a moment together. Seal of Binding, intricate seal of ancient design, used to contain a powerful force or to preserve something of great importance. So basically, that was why the Hollow Knight wasn't pure enough. Because the Pale King cared about it too much. But now that's done, it is time to do something that I've been holding off for a long time now. Grimchild. Right, Grimchild, tell me where your flames are. So there were 4 and I only have to choose 3 of them. So one of them is actually in the ancient... So, Hive, Ancient Basin, Fungal Wastes, and Distant Village. Okay, I'm gonna do the one in Ancient Basin, then Hive, then Distant Village. Right here. And you deal double damage. Let me take this fight over here. Flame consumed. Did that add the journal entry? Yep. Grimkin Nightmare, terrifying member of the Grim Troop. As part of the ritual, it gathers scarlet flame within its torch. It will relinquish the flame once defeated. Dance and die and live forever. Silent voices shout and sing. Stand before the troop's dark heart. Burn away the Nightmare King. The Grim Troop. 1 down, 2 to go. There it is. How did I walk into that one? Oh, that's nice. Are you serious? What? What hit me? That was useless. Flame consumed. Okay, now let's go to Deepness. You came. The red flame I've gathered from this dead kingdom, you would claim it for our master, for his final act. The ritual plays itself out once more. We are like the notes in an old song, you and me. Endless, repeating songs of sacrifice, of servitude, for a ritual, for a truth, for a master. Even a child was born into invisible chains.
Sego Nala.
So we serve. Thus it has ever been, yes? Take the flame then, it is why you came here. Flame consumed.
Baba
It is
Gondala.
done, and yet, it is not merely by fortune that we meet here in the darkest, furthest reaches of the world, where my master's scarlet eyes cannot see us. A song that never ends is no song at all. You take part in the ritual, yet I sense you truly have no master. Is it so? Perhaps together we can banish that livid flame and let this dead kingdom rest in peace. If you wish to silence the endless song, meet me where it began. But if you return to the master and complete the ritual, as long as you do it without regret, I will bear you no hatred.
Baba
If you wish
Gondala.
to silence this endless song, meet me where it began. But if you wish to continue the ritual... Okay. Yes, we are merely vessels for a flame, but were we always empty? So basically, Brom is telling me that if I go back to where in Howling Cliffs, where I dream nailed that corpse, then I can banish the troop instead of finishing the ritual. So I have a choice to make. And my choice is to finish the ritual. Sorry, Brom, but perhaps in another time, in another save file, perhaps I will listen to you. Oh. For now, though, the ritual must be completed. Actually, wait, before I complete the ritual. Before I complete the ritual. I just remembered something. So, fragile strength. Ah, I can smell it. Another gift made for me. Give it to me. Yep. Charm lost. Ah. Such a little beauty. Such a smell. Such a smell. Ah. Ah, so good. So tasty. A perfect thing. Just for me. Ah. Again, you're so greedy for gifts, poor little lovely. Give me your geo and I will give you your gift. Okay. Unbreakable strength. This charm is unbreakable. Okay. I still have one more fragile charm. Ah, I can smell it. Another gift made for me. Give it to me. Ah. Such a little beauty. Such a smell. Such a smell. Ah. Ah, so good. So tasty. A perfect thing. Just for me. Ah. Again, you're so greedy for gifts. Poor little lovely. Give me your geo and I will give you your gift. Okay, I don't have enough geo for this one. No geo? Why? Why don't you have enough geo? Because this is ridiculously expensive. Alright, I'm gonna visit Lam. Alright, let's sell my stuff, and I'm gonna start with the cheapest ones. Wanderer's Journal. These journals give us an interesting glimpse into the minds and hearts of those who lived before us. They're common finds, so I can't offer you too much for them. A Wanderer's Journal, eh? Though their common finds about the kingdom, I much enjoy the deciphering of their texts. Read together they paint a morbid tale. It seems fate was unkind to most who travel within Hellen's ruin.
Velmi Ardred. Gacheo.
Another Wanderer's Journal. I might not offer a lot for each, but they are plentiful about the caverns, and I doubt you'll find another willing to make trade for Geo.
Velmi Ardred. Oh, Paul.
Wanderer's Journal? Yes, I'll add it to the pile with the others. I don't know when I'll get to decipher this one. It's long hard work translating the many languages of the bugs that explore these caverns.
Velmi Ardred. Gacheo.
Wanderer's Journal? You have a knack for finding these. Corpses must be frequent on your journey. No doubt your nails created many more.
Velmi Ardred.
Another Wanderer's Journal, eh? This journal is of traditional stone type. Text endures well upon it. In its declining age, this series switched from stone to parchment woven of spider silk. It's a small tragedy, but the moisture in these towers has rendered most of those texts illegible.
Velmi Ardred.
Wanderer's Journal? Have you heard that saying about stone journals? If danger lurks close by and your nail has dulled with wear, just swing your journal at your foes with blunt and deadly flare. It's a good one, isn't it? And accurate. They sure have a heft to them.
Velmi Ardred.
What's that, a Wanderer's Journal? I've so many of these now. Once I get around to deciphering them, I'll be the preeminent scholar on Helness dead.
Velmi Ardred. Gacheo.
Wanderer's Journal? It's quite incredible how many of these you collected. You must have traveled the breadth of the kingdom to acquire such a haul.
Velmi Ardred.
Wanderer's Journal? Okay, now it's repeating dialogue.
Boris son Gian. Velmi Ardred. Boris son Gian. Velmi Ardred. Oh, Paul. Velmi Ardred. Velmi Ardred. Velmi Ardred.
Alright, Hellen's seal. These ornate seals were the official symbols of the king and his knights, and were treasured by those who carried them. The king and his knights are long gone, but they still hold value as curiosities. I'll pay a modest price for them. Hellen's seal, eh? Very interesting, this. Do you know the kingdom's 5 great knights? They revered figures of Hellenes, often mentioned in the annals of the kingdom, but only as a group. Both their names and appearance seem to have been expunged from history. So long has passed since their time. It would be a grand achievement to discover their identities.
Velmi Ardred. Gacheo.
Another Hellenes seal, pass it over. I enjoy collecting their like, but there's a little information to be gleaned of each. Mind you, they do keep a nice shine about them, and there's nothing wrong with appreciating something purely on aesthetic merits.
Velmi Ardred. Gacheo.
Hellenes seal, huh? Give it here. Do you have anything else for me? If not, get your damp little self out of my home.
Velmi Ardred. Oh,
Another Hellenes seal. Others have told me there's a statue out by the city's entrance depicting a large knightly figure. Could be one of the kingdom's great 5. I'd have looked it over myself, but the case has long been shut tight, and it's too much of a hassle taking the long way around with all those blasted husks about.
Velmi Ardred. Gacheo.
Yep, that's another Hellenes seal, alright. The shop will be overflowing with these things soon. God, I never guessed so many would still be lying around. If they're as common as you make them seem, maybe I've been offering too much for them.
Velmi Ardred. Gacheo.
Another Hellenes seal, pass it over then.
Velmi Ardred. Oh, Paul.
Hellenes seal, you're a talented collector, right? The best I've met. If you keep at it, I'll worry I run out of space in the shop.
Velmi Ardred. Gacheo.
Hellenes seal? You're... Okay,
Velmi
now it's repeat
Ardred.
dialogue.
Boris son Velmi Ardred. Boris son Velmi Ardred. Boris son Velmi Ardred. Boris son Velmi Ardred. Oh, Paul. Velmi Ardred. Gacheo. Velmi Ardred.
And there we go, I have enough money.
Velmi Ardred.
Okay, wait, what would be the dialogue for the other two? King's idol, an icon of Helena's king, was revered as both a god and a ruler, made out of a mysterious white material. These are rare and very valuable. If you sell it to me, I'll pay a good price. Arcane egg. Ah, this seems like a simple egg, but it's actually a precious relic from before the birth of Hellenist. I'll pay you a small fortune for it. Please sell it to me. No.
Agor nosla?
Unbreakable heart. Charm is unbreakable. Okay. Ah, such beautiful, special gifts, so lovely. I'm ready now, very ready. My smell, you'll carry it with you then? Now if I go down to Leg Eater, let's see what he thinks about the fact that I upgraded the charms that he gave me. Those charms that smell so much. I want to, yes. I know where you are now. Above me, much above me. But I know where to go. I will come. Don't try to hide from me. I know where you are now. Okay. I'll make... Okay, that's just the same. And he left. One final gift. Ah, I liked it very much. Very good. So good. Now I can follow my master. That That's enough. I'm feeling very happy now. Ah, now I can follow my master. You can see the remainings of Leg Eater. He got eaten. Okay, so now that all of my fragile charms are upgraded to unbreakable, now I'm ready to finish the ritual. Nightmare King Grim. ritual. And it has been upgraded. Symbol of a completed ritual contains a living scarlet flame. Aha, good riddance. That creepy carnival has vanished and the town's returned to its former self. Nice and quiet, as I like it. It's quiet enough to deal with just the occasional traveler. Old structures appearing out of nowhere, dreadful music, horrific masks. All far more than one old bug should have to face.
Akala, Entol.
It is time. Wait. Okay, yeah, it is time. The Hollow Knight. Thanks for letting me heal. You don't get to parry me. Time to face the heart of the infection. The Radiance. Dream no more.